Hi everyone, this is Alessandra Abina, and I'll be explaining what a matching type test is and how it works. So, obviously, our group was assigned to discuss about the topic or the type of test which is called matching type test. So, a matching type test is an objective assessment. Again, a matching type test is an objective assessment. This means it doesn't rely on the teacher's opinion when grading. It's based on whether your answers are correct or not. In this test, you are given two columns. One column usually has terms, concepts, or questions, and it is called premises or column A. And the other column, which is the column B, is called responses. It has the matching answers, definitions, or explanations. Let's say you are taking a science quiz. In column A, you might see the word photosynthesis. And in column B, you look for the correct definition like the process where plants makes food. You just match them by writing the correct letter. So basically, you are just looking for the meaning of the word photosynthesis from the column B, and it's already a matching type test. So this type of test is like a puzzle. It checks if you really understand and remember the concepts. It's also used to assess how well you can recognize relationships between ideas. So later, you'll learn more about when to use this kind of test and some helpful tips in answering it. But for now, just remember a matching type test is great for measuring basic understanding, and it's often used in subjects like science, history, and even English.
Hello, ma'am. Good day. I am Ladylyn Q Morallos. So now, let's proceed to the purpose and uses of matching type tests. So matching tests are used to assess number one, the knowledge of key terms and definition. So it helps to check if the students really know the meaning of the important words. For example, if a task gives the word photosynthesis in column A, the student has to match it with the correct definition which can be found in column B. So that's what we call knowledge of key terms and definition. They really know the word by matching it to the definition that can be found in column B. So the second one is recognition of cause and effect relationships. So by the use of matching type tests, it can also help the students to show if they really understand how one thing causes another. For example, they might match a historical event with its results. So the historical event will be the cause and the result will be the effect that can be found also in column B. This helps the teachers to see if the students can really connect actions and their effects in a logical way by by using the matching type test. Number three is understanding of concepts and classification. So matching type tests are used to check if students can group ideas or things correctly. For example, students might match animals to the right category like mammals or reptiles. So the animals can be on the column A, while the category, which is mammals or reptiles, can be found in column B. So this helps in knowing if they really understand how things are related or different from each other using the matching type test. So the last one is quick recall of facts such as dates, names, or event. So students often need to remember specific facts quickly, like the name of a person or the date something happened. So by using matching tests, it makes it easier to check this kind of memory because students just need to find and link the right pair, not right full answers. So it make the lives of the students easier because they just need to match it um, with the given dates or names that needs to be matched with the other column. So matching tests can commonly used in subjects like science, history, language, and vocabulary.
Guidelines for constructing a matching type test. When creating a matching type test, it is important to follow some guidelines to make the test effective and fair. Here are some guidelines to follow when constructing a matching type test. First, keep items homogeneous, meaning all the items in the matching type test should belong to the same group or category. Second, use a reasonable number of items. It is best to include 5 to 10 pairs. Having too many can overwhelm the students and make the test harder to answer and may lead to confusion. Third, have more responses than premises. Premises are the items in column A, and responses are the choices in column B. Column B should have more options than column A. By having extra options in column B, students can just guess the last one by elimination. It increases the difficulty and fairness of the test. Fourth, keep the responses shorter than the premises. Make the options in column B shorter than the items in column A. This makes it easier for students to scan through the options and quickly match them. Lastly, provide clear directions. Always give a simple and direct instruction on how to answer. For example, you can say, match the items in column A with the responses in column B by writing the letter of the correct answer. Clear instructions guide and help students know exactly what to do. This is an example of the matching type test.
I am Angeline Pinablo and I will be discussing the advantages of matching type. Matching type tests offer an efficient, objective, and easy to grade way of assessing student knowledge across a broad range of content. It encourages quick recall and recognition of facts, making them useful for testing vocabulary, definitions, and other factual information. These tests are also time efficient for both students and teacher, as it is quick to complete and simple to construct. Here are some advantages of matching types. First, objective scoring. Matching type tests have clear right or wrong answers, making grading straightforward and impartial. This minimizes any bias or subjectivity in the assessment, ensuring all students are graded fairly. Second, it covers a lot of content. These tests allow teachers to assess a wide range of topics in a short amount of time. It is ideal for evaluating broad knowledge efficiently without requiring lengthy responses from students. Third, it encourages recall and recognition because students must match terms or concepts. It practices retrieving information from memory and recognizing relationships. It strengthens their understanding and aids long-term retention. Fourth, it is quick to complete. Matching questions are generally faster for students to answer compared to essays or long multiple choice tests. This makes them suitable for time exam or quizzes. Fifth, it is easy to construct per teacher, especially for factual information like dates, definitions, or terminology. Matching questions are simple to design. Teachers can quickly put together tests that effectively evaluate student knowledge. And lastly, it is useful for vocabulary and definitions. Matching type tests are particularly effective for subjects like language, science, or social studies where students need to associate terms with correct meanings or categories. It can promote clarity and concept reinforcement.
Now let's proceed to the disadvantages of matching type. First is limited assessment of deep understanding, mostly measure recall. So in this part, they are just remembering a word's definition without really knowing how it works in a sentence. That's what matching tests often do. They mostly check if you can remember facts, not if you truly understand them. The second one is possibility of guessing, don't eliminate it. More answer choices reduce guessing but don't eliminate it. So even if there are lots of options, you might still get lucky and guess the right answers. Having more choices make it a bit harder to guess everything right, but it's still possible. The third one is not suitable for higher order thinking skills. Doesn't assess analysis or application skills. So in this one, matching type are like asking you to remember puzzles pieces, not build a whole puzzle. They don't really let you show if you can analyze, apply, or create something new. The fourth one is overemphasis on memorization. May encourage rote learning instead of critical thinking. Be- so, because of matching type is about remembering. You might just try to memorize things without really understanding them. This can make you focus on remembering facts instead of thinking deeply. The last one is can be confusing if poorly designed. Too many or too few options may mislead students. So if you are too many or too few options, or if the questions are worded strongly, like you might get confused. This can lead to mistakes even if you know the materials.
So now let's proceed to the strategies for answering matching type test. The first one is read all items first before answering. In answering matching type, it's very important to understand the whole test first so we can get an idea of how the questions and answers are connected. The second one, start with the ones you know to eliminate choices. Once you've answered the items you're confident about, there will be fewer options left for more difficult questions. The third one is look for keywords that hint at relationship. There are words or phrases that clearly show a connection. So we should focus on that in order to get a correct answer. The last one is use a process of elimination for difficult items. We should remove the answers that are clearly incorrect to narrow down the choices and make it easier to find the right one.